Think the Earth is round or flat?
Round.
Round?
Yeah.
It's obvious, right? No question?
No question at all.
Okay, so how can you prove that to me right now?
I can't right now. I don't know how I'd prove it to you right now. Do you want me to pull out my phone and show you stuff on the internet? Because that's what I can do. 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 That's what I can do.
Like, just give me like some facts or like some statements that like proves that the Earth is round. Like without showing me an image of the Earth. Can you do that?
Off the top of my head, no.
Prove to you right now that it's round? Huh. I don't know. I probably couldn't really.
I cannot prove that. I just went to school and they say that to me and suppose that's real.
We've been told that our whole lives, so I can't prove anything.
Look at a tall ship sailing out over the water. Eventually you'll start to lose sight of the bottom of the ship until the point where all you can see is the very top of the mast because of the curvature of the Earth. Curvature of the Earth. Curvature of the Earth.
Sweet dreams are made of thee. Who am I to disagree?
The horizon always appears perfectly flat 360 degrees around the observer regardless of altitude. All amateur balloon, rocket, plane, and drone footage show a completely flat horizon over 20 plus miles high. Only NASA and other government space agencies show curvature in their fake CGI photos and videos. 2. The horizon always rises to the eye level of the observer as altitude is gained, so you never have to look down to see it. If Earth were in fact a globe, no matter how large, as you ascended, the horizon would stay fixed and the observer would have to tilt looking down further and further to see it. 3. The natural physics of water is to find and maintain its level. If Earth were a giant sphere tilted, wobbling, and hurtling through infinite space, then truly flat, consistently level surfaces would not exist here. But since Earth is in fact an extended flat plane, this fundamental physical property of fluids finding and remaining level is consistent with experience and common sense.
People say I'm crazy, doing what I'm doing. Well, they give me all kinds of warnings to save me from ruin. When I say that I'm okay, well, they look at me kind of strange. Surely you're not happy now, you no longer play the game. People say I'm lazy, dreaming my life away. Well, they give me all kinds of advice designed to enlighten me. When I tell them that I'm doing fine, watching shadows on the wall. Don't you miss the big time, boy, you're no longer on the ball. I'm just sitting here watching the wheels go round and round. I really love to watch them roll. No longer riding on the merry-go-round. I just had to let it go. questions, lost in confusion. Well, I tell them there's no problem, only solutions. Well, they shake their heads and they look at me as if I've lost my mind. I tell them there's no hurry, I'm just sitting here doing time. I'm just sitting here watching the wheels go round and round. I really love to watch them roll. No longer riding on the merry-go-round. I just had to let it go. I just had to let it go. I just had to let it go.
And I've got to ask this. Since you've flown halfway around the world, do you still believe the Earth is flat?
I felt like that question was going to come, man. And for me, it's not about whether the world is flat or whether the world is round. It's really about just everyone just believing what they want to believe and feeling comfortable with it. I'm not a scientist. I'm not here to tell everyone that this is it. For me, it's just giving everyone a chance to do their own research and find their own knowledge rather than having knowledge just shoved to you. So
I remember my parents waking me up and we went down and we watched you guys land on the moon.
No,
which
you
was
didn't. No, you didn't.
What?
Because there wasn't any television. There wasn't anybody taking a picture. You watched animation.
I remember my parents waking me up and we went down and we watched you guys land on the moon.
No,
which
you didn't.
was
No, you didn't.
What?
Because there wasn't any television. There wasn't anybody taking a picture. You watched animation. You watched animation.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened. And if it didn't happen, it's nice to know why it didn't happen, so in the future, if we want to keep doing something, we need to know why something stopped in the past that we wanted to keep it going. But I think I know. Because we didn't.
By the way, I know this is, you asked about this a million times, but I'm particularly interested in it. You went on a podcast and you said the Earth, you believe the Earth was flat, and do you actually, you want to reel that in, or you still believe the Earth is flat?
You know what, you've always tried to come back, take the statement back, but
yeah, but
on that podcast,
flat.
I was just really like, man, what's going on within our world, and just a whole bunch of truth and conspiracy. I was just like, whoa, this is too much for me. And then I come out and say that, and then, whoo, the reaction it got.
Yeah, because people think maybe your brain collapsed or something like that.
It didn't.
It didn't.
No, I'm actually intellectually stable.
Well, I did give you, because you seem like a pretty bright guy, so I gave you this, and maybe like you can, at work, you can look at this. This is a gift for you. That's one of a kind there. And you can just ponder the potential realities of the world and its possible roundness.
Yeah, spinning. It's spinning. Just spinning.
Try to work that into the game on Sunday. It's great to see you, Kyrie Irving.
We told you yesterday that Ticketmaster unveiled plans where they would apparently be requiring concert goers to have either the COVID vaccination or a negative COVID test before attending a show. And it looks like Deftones guitarist Stephen Carpenter has no plans on getting a COVID vaccine. He does not believe in vaccinations, and he also has revealed that he believes the Earth is flat. I'm not kidding about that. So here we go. We've got the PRP here. I've linked to it in the description. Lots of great coverage over there. He appeared on the Tinfoil Hat with Sam Tripoli podcast. And first of all, I just want to say I do respect the balls on Stephen Carpenter for putting his views out there. I'm not here to knock him or anything. It's silly, but you know what? Conspiracy theories are fun. And so I'm not here to diss him. You know, take everything everybody says with a grain of salt. But, you know, he was asked outright if he's a flat earth dude, and Carpenter says, absolutely. If you think you live on a spinning, flying space ball, you're in a cult. He went on to dispute the concept of space and space travel as it is commonly presented, saying the only thing that was ever launched into space was humanity's imagination. And then he goes on to says, here are 3 things you need to keep your clarity through all of this mental insanity. This will keep you straight through all of it. If you remember these 3 things, and these 3 things are 1, projection, 2, incrementalism, and 3, boogeyman everything. The boogeyman is constantly being projected, and he's incrementally getting worse all the time. Boogeyman, boogeyman, boogeyman. He goes on to say, I literally filter through the fact that I know I'm not on a flying, spinning space ball, and the boogeyman is always trying to get me. And then he is asked about his beliefs on being a flat earther. He says, the simplest terms for my perspective with the flat earth is simply, I know we're not on a spinning, flying space ball. Now, we're actually is and all that, and to what depths it goes to, there's all this to be discovered, and we're working on those things, and it's just exciting, you know, to see from like a much clearer perspective once you acknowledge it, because something that's blatant and it's everything, and you just have to, you know, understand what you're looking at. And I mean, you don't feel it. I mean, if you're walking on a treadmill 0.5 mile per hour and I unplugged it, you would feel it.
So Earth, throughout its life, even when it formed, it was spinning, and it got a little wider at the equator than it does at the poles. So it's not actually a sphere, it's oblate, and officially it's an oblate spheroid. That's what we call it. But not only that, it's slightly wider below the equator than above the equator.
A little chubbier.
A little chubbier.
Yeah.
Chubby's a good way. It's like pear-shaped.
Yeah.
So it turns out the pear-shapedness is bigger than the height of Mount Everest above sea level.
I've had enough of reading things by neurotic, psychotic, pig-headed politicians. All I want is the truth now. Just give me some truth now. All I want is the truth now. Just give me some truth now.
Throughout its life, even when it formed, it was spinning, and it got a little wider at the equator than it does at the poles. So it's not actually a sphere, it's oblate, and officially it's an oblate spheroid. That's what we call it. But not only that, it's slightly wider below the equator than above the equator.
A little chubbier.
A little chubbier.
Yeah.
Chubby's a good way. It's like pear-shaped.
Yeah.
So it turns out the pear-shapedness
CNN or, but what, who cares? What Truth Right is about a future movie or something coming out or?
No.
Okay.
It's not about any movie. It's not about the movies I've made in the past. It's a confession of sorts.
Okay. I mean, about you cheated on your wife, you plagiarized.
I would never do that. No.
Plagiarized something.
It's about a movie I made that nobody is aware of, even though they've seen it.
Okay.
Is that intriguing? Do I have you intrigued?
Well, I mean, see if I understand what you said. It's about a movie you made, no one knows you made. Is that what you said?
That's right. It's a production.
Like, some of you put,
supervise.
like, you didn't put your name on, like, at the end, you put, like, a fake name?
Oh, no, I made it.
Like Alan Smithy, like that
That's
type of
right.
thing?
No, I didn't. There was no name put on it.
Why? Why would there be no credits? What do you mean?
Because there are some things that you just can't put your name on.
Okay. What,
I perpetrated a huge fraud, which I am now about to detail,
okay.
involving the United States government and NASA.
All right.
And I'm sure you've heard the rumors.
The moon landing hoax?
That's right. That the moon landing was fake. The moon landings all were fake. And I was the person who filmed it.
You're serious and okay.
I am serious. I'm dead serious.
Because I only have this certain amount of time with you, and I'll talk about whatever you want. You're not. This isn't some type of joke or
No, it's not
film
joke.
within a film thing.
Not a joke. Nope.
Okay.
The conspiracy theorists were right on this occasion.
Why?
I don't know about Paul McCartney's death, but this they were right about.
Okay. Why in God's name would I don't know what to ask you first. Why the hell? If you're telling the truth, why would you do it? Why are you telling me? I mean, what the?
Don't you think it's important for people to know the truth?
Yeah, I got. Yes, certainly.
They had a massive fraud, an unparalleled fraud perpetrated against them. They should know.
Okay.
I mean, they're already suspicious of the government. They may as well have their suspicions confirmed
Okay.
and justified.
And this, why now? I mean, we're almost at the 30-year anniversary. What took so long? Why, if this is true,
I
why?
won't go into that. It has to do with personal
Okay.
evolution and influences.
And, well,
I'll go into that.
is that why you look a little haggard right now? Because you look a little worn. No offense. Like,
Well, also, yeah, because I haven't been taking care of myself too well. I've been drinking a lot, but
is that because of the stress of this?
of course, stress, guilt, just conflict of all kinds.
Wow. I mean, so you feel bad about this? Clearly. I mean, this is
I
not.
do feel bad about it. I also feel proud of it. It's a terrible conflict.
Because you've pulled off one of the greatest hoaxes ever because of
And
your.
because I made a film, if you want to call it a film, which I consider to be my masterpiece.
And you can't take credit or even talk about it
I'm hereby,
well, you are now.
I'm hereby taking credit for
Right, but you can't actually go out. You're doing when people see this,
no one's
you'll be
gonna see
dead.
this until 10 years,
right, or
15 years
15,
actually,
yeah.
after my death.
So you can't talk to Roger Ebert about it. You know, does that frustrate you?
I have to pay the consequences for the decision that I made many years ago to go along with this.
Like a deal with the devil.
It's Faustian, to be sure.
Because, and is that why you got such power in Hollywood? I mean, that would explain that.
Why I have the freedom I have, that was part of it, yes.
So they said, do this moon thing and we'll give you...
When I made Spartacus, I didn't have this kind of freedom.
Right.
But I have it now.
So what came
And
first, the
NASA's-
genius or the fraud?
NASA's doing.
Well, what came first, the genius or the fraud? I mean, did the fraud enable the genius, or was the genius
Well,
release
I'd like
that
to
fraud?
think the genius came first.
Right.
But some frauds are hard to bypass, especially if you have an ego and you're an artist and you're presented with a challenge the likes of which you've never seen and will probably never see again. You don't even think of the morality of it. You're just completely swept away by the flattery of it and the juices inside you, which make you want to do it as the artist you are innately. You don't think of anything else.
What a conflict. I mean, gosh, I can't imagine being presented with that opportunity. On one hand, I really would want to do it, but then I'd probably say, well, I'm committing a crime and lying and...
It depends, but my guess would be, no, you if you're good, you would do it. I discussed this with Levinson, Barry Levinson.
Right.
I discussed it with...
Oh, he made Wag the Dog, right? Yeah.
Yes. Spielberg, of all people, believe it or not, yes.
So wait, Wag the Dog...
Coppola, Scorsese, even Woody Allen I discussed. There isn't one of them who wouldn't do this.
Right. And did that... So Barry Levinson must have...
On July 24, 1969, astronauts Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins triumphantly returned from the most important mission ever accomplished in human history. They have just been on the moon. They are the first human beings to have ever visited another celestial body and to have safely returned from it. On the recovery ship, they are welcomed by President Nixon in person. After a brief exchange in front of the cameras, Armstrong, Aldrin, and Collins are placed in quarantine for a few weeks of isolation. Then, on September 16, they appear for a press conference in front of the global members of the press who welcome them with a standing ovation. Everyone expects to see three absolute heroes radiating with happiness and pride for their incredible achievement. But their faces appear somber, tense, somehow preoccupied instead. They seem uncomfortable, and there are several truly embarrassing moments during the event. When the three astronauts are asked the meaning of a mission that has brought mankind on another celestial body for the first time, the three don't seem too eager nor too enthusiastic about answering the question.
Many of us and many other people in many places have speculated on the meaning of this first landing on another body in space. Would each of you give us your estimate of what is the meaning of this to all of us?
And when Armstrong describes their achievement as the beginning of a new era, he seems more like a person forced to read from a script than someone actually convinced of his own words.
The entire program, it's a beginning of a new age.
Possibly the most embarrassing moment of all comes when the famous astronomer and journalist Sir Patrick Moore asks the astronauts whether they could see stars from the moon.
When you looked up at the sky, could you actually see the stars and the solar corona in spite of the glare?
But not one of them, surprisingly, remembers having seen a single star by the naked eye.
We were never able to see stars from the lunar surface or on the daylight side of the moon by eye without looking through the optics.
Even Collins, who was left orbiting the moon while the other two descended on the surface, does not remember seeing a single star.
I don't remember seeing any.
People actually believe they walked on the moon, talked with Nixon, played golf, drove a car, and planted a flag.
If you really believe that Neil Armstrong took the first step, then why do you give any credit to the cameraman already there waiting for him?
These guys were all U.S. military men coerced into acting. They wanted the money and power that came with the deal, of course. The problem was, they were terrible actors. They couldn't even pretend to be excited, knowing they were lying to the world. But the show had to go on. Michael Collins and Neil Armstrong rarely spoke in public about it. But there was one man not shy about lying to your face. The spokesperson for the Apollo deception.
It's my pleasure to present Colonel Edwin Aldrin.
No handshake, hug, smile. Their facial expressions are similar to those experiencing constipation, not celebrating an accomplishment.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is with a great sense of pride as an American and with humility as a human being that I say to you today what no men have been privileged to say before. We walked on the moon.
I mean, they couldn't pay them enough to look up and smile? Society has always debated these planned Apollo events since day one, never imagining then that almost 50 years later, they haven't had the balls to fake another.
As a tattooer, I talk to hundreds of people a month, and people are actually really starting to wake up with everything that's going on right now. I mean, people are sick of the lies. This is the biggest deception ever. The globe, the spinning ball globe, is the biggest deception. If NASA was legit, literally all they would have to do is one thing. Take one of their satellites, zoom in on someone in Australia, upside down, driving a car. Or in the ocean, swimming, upside down. That's all they would have to do, just zoom in. But they won't do it. They'll never do it. I think it's hilarious that NASA will straight up tell you we destroyed the technology to go to the moon.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
But they destroyed the technology and they can't go back. It's ridiculous. There's an interview with Buzz Aldrin, actually, where he's being interviewed by a little girl. Her question was,
why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
After 50 years.
For years, Neil Armstrong refused to be interviewed. I found that to be one of the strangest things of anything. You would think that the first man on the moon, the national hero that he is, would have talked to everyone about the experience, about the wonder. That didn't happen.
His role model was Lindbergh, and Lindbergh became a very public person and was very much out there with his political views and all that. You'd think that Neil would have at least wanted to be a role model for the next generation. Instead, he became essentially a recluse, a hermit. And on every anniversary, they would wind him up and trot him out in public. The most interesting one was during the Clinton years at the White House on the 25th anniversary, where, do you remember what Armstrong said, the most stunning thing that an astronaut could say, and I think in this milieu get away with it?
Give us the quote.
Well, he said two things. At the start of his speech, he compared himself and the other astronauts to birds, to parrots. And he then made a joke and he said, and parrots don't fly very well. Well, what else do parrots do, George?
They repeat what they're
they
told.
are told.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wilbur Wright once noted that the only bird that could talk was the parrot, and he didn't fly very well. There are great ideas undiscovered, breakthroughs available to those who can remove one of truth's protective layers.
I said once to a reporter, how long must it take before I cease to be known as a spaceman? Why did you make that comment?
I guess we all like to be recognized not for one piece of fireworks, but for the ledger of our daily work.
Strolling around the Ohio farm where he was born, Armstrong is easy to talk to but hard to know. He can seem guarded, but above all, we were struck by his humility.
You sometimes seem uncomfortable with your celebrity, that you'd rather not have all of this attention.
No, I just don't deserve it.
But look, how many people have walked on the moon? 12?
You're the one who said you walked on the moon when you didn't. Calling the kettle black, if I ever thought of it. Saying I misrepresented myself.
Away from me.
You're a coward and a liar and a thief.
You want me to knock you in the head?
Well, I want you to swear to God on the Bible that you walked on the moon.
Okay.
If you walked on the moon, we're given the opportunity to swear to God that you walked on the moon.
I'm going to give you the opportunity to get the hell knocked out of you if you don't leave me alone.
So why don't you just put the end to the record in the argument and put your hand on the Bible, swear to God you walked on the moon.
Mr. Seibel, knowing you, that's probably a fake Bible.
Well, you're talking to the wrong guy. Why don't you talk to the administrator in NASA? We're passengers. We're guys going on a flight.
I don't hit people, but you're going to be on the deck unless you get
I'm heading out. I appreciate it.
And get the hell out of my house.
It's okay. Well, take your stuff and get the fuck out. Why don't you quote me and say it's bullshit?
In the shadows in the wrong place. I don't give a damn about all that shit.
You're full of shit. Of lunar orbit being falsified.
Being falsified?
Correct. We got an unedited tape from a source at the Johnson Space Center.
Totally nonsense. Mr. Seibel, you do not deserve answers.
If you show this publicly, you're open for a lawsuit.
The ground looks to us like it's standing still.
Did you notice any curvature while we were up there?
No.
No? What'd you see while we were up there?
Just the blue sky, white clouds.
Yeah, is it flat or?
Pretty flat.
Pretty flat?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I was reading a lot of stuff on the flat Earth.
Okay, yeah. True.
That's true?
Yep.
Okay, all right, cool.
All right.
God bless, brother.
Did you notice any curvature while we were up there?
Curvature? No.
No? There's no curvature?
It's just all flat.
Casey, how are you, mate? Pleased to meet you guys. There's no way there's curvature. We're round and flat, aren't we?
Definitely.
We are, aren't we? Thank you.
Most pilots know their plane is flying over a plane. A stationary plane. Always a smooth and level flight. We never feel the plane dipping its nose down. We only feel the landing. Which flight route matches reality in your mind? If you chose the left, you may need medical attention. Everything beneath you while flying is level and motionless. just as expected, flying over a stationary plane. Sometimes it's hard to see far ahead of you, but other times...
You could probably see the Rockies from Kansas.
Wow.
But clear, it's a clear day, but if it's smoky or hazy, obviously we can't see much.
The world is so generous in its beauty, and you do your best to take pictures of it. It's just flat and gorgeous.
Silly actor not, you took the words right out of my mouth. Earth is flat and gorgeous, but they trick you to believe something else. Not every pilot instantly connects the dots and keeps quiet. Sometimes it can hit them 25 years later.
Australië. En dan is van dit ding behoudt zijn stand, dus dit blijft blauw en dit blijft klein. Het is niet zo dat we opeens omklappen de verkeerde kant op. En dit was voor mij dat ik dacht, oh man. Waar heb ik dat nooit eerder gezien na 25 jaar in cockpit? Dus zo geïndoctrineerd zijn we dus allemaal. Het is nog ja, het is gewoon heel vervelend. Het is gewoon heel vervelend. Dat je daar al die jaren naar hebt gekeken en dat het kwartje nooit is gevallen. En ook zeg maar, toen ik eenmaal wist dat de aarde plat is, dat je naar buiten kijkt en dat je denkt, waar heb ik nooit gezien hoe plat het eigenlijk is.
Thank you.
Can I ask the pilots one question?
The first officer's here.
Do you mind?
He's got a question for you.
Oh, yeah. Hello mate, how are you?
Yeah, good.
I'm a fellow, Casey Josh, I'm a fellow, just PPL, pilot here.
Cool. Yeah, nice.
I got a couple of serious questions to ask you.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, there's a big time. Curvature.
Curvature?
Yeah.
Yep.
We don't allow for curvature, do we?
For anything, not really usually. Yeah.
No, we're round, we're a disc, aren't we? Round and flat.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey, look, honestly, quite seriously.
Yeah.
We are, aren't we?
Yeah.
Thank you, mate. Thank you for being honest. Can I ask you one more serious question?
Yeah, go for it.
I just got one question to ask. Flat or a ball?
Flat or a ball? What's that?
Well, I never feel as breaking round. If we live on a ball, surely we'd have to fly around it. Yeah, it feels like flat or a ball.
Flat, not a ball. I think it's flat.
Yeah, me too.
Pretty flat to me.
It certainly does, doesn't it? And you've got that flight instrument down there to keep it flat.
Gravity exists.
Gravity? Is an unproven theory.
No, it's not.
Let's rock and roll. Cheers, fellas. Thank you very much.
Are you the pilot? Oh, okay. Am I allowed to say hi? Hey, I just want to say thanks for the smooth flight.
Right.
I did have one question. Is there like a specific angle of downward tilt you have to fly at?
3 degrees.
3 degrees for the curvature of the Earth?
Oh, for the Earth?
Because, yeah.
No, we just fly over the troposphere.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have to keep like kind of going down because...
No, we actually have to nose up. It flies...
Really? Because I was reading some stuff on the flat Earth that made a lot of sense. Have you looked into it?
Which one? Sorry?
I was reading a lot of stuff on the flat Earth.
Okay, yeah. True.
It's true?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
all right, cool.
All
Hey,
right.
God bless, brother.
All right, have a good one.
You too.
I'm sorry, pilot. Can I have a quick word with the pilots? I just want pilot talk. Just want to ask him about something.
Pardon?
Something about the plane. Just pilot talk.
Oh, you don't? Yeah. All right.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely, I understand that these days. G'day guys.
How you going?
Just a fellow PPL.
Oh yes.
You know,
yeah,
but yeah. Casey, how are you, mate?
Nice to meet you.
Pleased to meet you guys.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
I've been flying, and I've come to the conclusion there is no curvature. I never allow for curvature. There's no way there's curvature. We're round and flat, aren't we?
Definitely.
We are, aren't we?
Flat as a
Thank
pancake,
you,
mate.
sir.
Flat as a pancake.
And the outer ring is south.
Yeah.
And so north must be in the middle, correct?
Possibly.
That would be the only way that a magnetic compass works on a flat plane.
You might be onto something there.
Yeah, but you're not having me on. We're round and flat, aren't we?
Flat as a pancake, mate. Yeah. There you go.
Thank you, man.
No worries.
You made my
Only
day.
the people at Gypstar know that.
But, yeah, well,
There
you know,
go.
I tell a few people, especially some close mates, even
Yeah,
though
yeah,
even though I'm a pilot,
Yeah.
they'll have to hit off at me.
That's
Think I'm
it.
an absolute nut job.
Ah. Nah.
Hey, thanks, guys.
No worries, mate.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. Thank you.
This world is not what you think it is. This world is not what you think it is.
Pan tam był. Czy Ziemia rzeczywiście jest kulą zawieszoną w kosmosie?
Jest płaska. Tak jak oczekują i nie spodziewałem się co prawda tego pytania, ale zapewniam pana, że jest płaska.
Generał Mirosław Hermaszewski, jak dotąd pierwszy i ostatni Polak, który odbył lot orbitalny. Dziękuję serdecznie za rozmowę.
Dzięki. Dziękuję, kłaniam się. Jest płaska. Tak jak oczekują i nie spodziewałem się co prawda tego pytania, ale zapewniam pana, że jest płaska. Zapewniam pana, że jest płaska.
Was black.
It's not a black void. I mean, it's black, but there's all kinds of little polka dots.
There's all the stars there.
When I look out at the stars and I see, so many stars and planets. And
There really are billions and billions of stars, and you can see them.
It's an unfathomable blackness.
See stars if we're on the dark side of Earth and planets?
Pretty much all the time you can see the stars.
Never able to see stars from the lunar surface or on the daylight side.
You can start to notice that some of the stars have colors we don't see here on the
Earth was black.
There really are billions and billions of stars, and you can see them.
It's an unfathomable blackness.
See stars if we're on the dark side of Earth and planets?
Texture you feel like you could stick your hand into.
Pretty much all the time you can see the stars.
Never able to see stars from the lunar surface or on the daylight side.
I see, so many stars and planets. And
Billions and billions of stars, and you can see them.
The zodiacal light.
Whoa.
The sky is deep black.
It's the darkest black you can imagine.
The time I ever heard about the flat earthers was, I think, when I was in space last. I can't believe I'm talking about this.
Astronauts to the moon.
Check this out, a short clip from NASA's Live from last night where SpaceX's Dragon capsule was supposedly departing the International Space Station. We can see the Dragon capsule right hand corner here, attached to the space station. We'll use the Dragon capsule as our vertical reference here. We're only interested in 2 points of reference. The Dragon capsule, which is going to be used as our vertical reference, and the curve, the globe Earth curve here, in relation to the Dragon capsule. And you're going to see when the camera angle changes from this shot to another, it would seem they didn't take into account which way round the globe Earth curve and the position of the Earth should be in relation to the Dragon capsule. So let's have a look. Watch the short clip and see if you can spot it.
It's pretty quick, and if you look now, a beautiful view of Crew Dragon at the International Space Station as they are flying 260 statute miles over the Maldives, traveling at over 17,000 miles per hour. And we're standing by for a call to the crew, waiting to hear that teams here on the ground are go for undocking.
And it cuts to this shot here. Again, a close-up of the Dragon capsule. Bear with me. So we've gone from this shot to this shot of the Dragon capsule. Can you see the problem? Points of reference on the Dragon capsule, obviously the black side here, wing, the black markings, and of course the nose cone, okay? We can identify the black markings, the nose cone, and of course the black side. Just based on that, it would seem the other shot was supposedly filmed from this area here, looking up. at the Dragon capsule, giving us this shot. But the problem is the horizon and the globe Earth curve is in the wrong place. It's 90 degrees out. If I use and turn around my basically vertical reference, which is the Dragon capsule, and align it with this way round, the way it was 1 second earlier. In this shot, the globe Earth is below it, curving below it. But when the very next shot, which essentially they showed us was that, I've flipped it to get the actual dragon the right way up, with the markings the right way, and the nose cone. And the problem is the position of the globe Earth is no longer below the Dragon capsule, it's above it and to the left. So it went from this shot, the very next shot during the live, to this. You put your globe Earth 90 degrees out, chaps. It's in the wrong place by 90 degrees. It should be below the capsule as we're looking at it based on your original footage here. Let's see it once more, the original clip. So here's the original clip. The Dragon capsule's our reference, our vertical reference. The globe Earth is below it.
It's pretty quick, and if you look now, a beautiful view of Crew Dragon at the International Space Station as they are flying 260 statute miles over the Maldives, traveling at over 17,000 miles per hour. And we're standing by for a call to the crew, waiting to hear that teams here on the ground are go for undocking.
And it cuts to that shot, where our Dragon capsule, either the whole space station and the Dragon capsule rotated 90 degrees in the blink of an eye, or the very next shot, the cut to this angle, shows NASA getting it very, very wrong, as their globe Earth is 90 degrees out from the previous shot, which was here. Where was it? We went from that to that in the blink of an eye, and when I correct them and use my the Dragon capsule as my vertical reference and put them the right way around, we went from that to that, where the Earth had rotated or moved 90 degrees.
What's up, Neil? I got like a super important question for you that I've been wondering like my whole life. Okay, is the world round or flat? Because if so, if the world is round, why isn't the water falling out into space?
Nickel, you ask a very important question. This concept had eluded all of humanity for centuries. Everyone thought Earth was flat. Why? Because it looked flat. And they posed the same arguments you did. If it was round, stuff would fall off on the other side. You can't have people standing upside down on a round Earth. Here's the thing. We thought Earth was flat before we had sea-going vessels that went beyond the horizon, recognizing that there has to be a curve there, because the ship doesn't always stay in view. So Columbus, when he set sail, the ship eventually disappeared. And you can chase after him, and you can keep disappearing. You can keep doing this. This would count as evidence that Earth's surface was curved. But what about...
Without the need of curvature, or without the need of a physical obstruction for that matter. Now you globers are going to sit at home and say that table is just higher than the observer height or the camera height. Now let's get that sorted quick smart. When we zoom in, we increase the focal length and increase the angular resolution. And we can resolve that coin in its entirety. As you can see, the bottom of the coin shining.
But what about the water? How come it's not just spilling off? We had to come to a deep understanding of gravity. We had to come to a deep understanding of gravity. We had to come to a deep understanding of gravity.
What is gravity?
I have no idea. Okay, next question.
Wow.
No, here's the difference. We can describe gravity. We can say what it does to other things. We can measure it, predict with it. But when you start asking, like, what it is, I don't know. Gravity just doesn't pull just straight down. Gravity pulls towards the center of the Earth in every direction. So if you can walk around to, quote, the bottom of the Earth, gravity's pulling up towards it. Water here, towards the center of the Earth. Water here, towards the center, towards the center. And the Earth is big enough so you think it's flat. But if you step away, like the Apollo astronauts did, there is the beautiful blood. Adrift in space. Now, if you want to think Earth is flat, but you know the moon is round and the sun is round, and through a telescope all the other planets are round, you're stuck drawing a solar system with a round sun and around Mercury, around Venus, flat Earth, round Mars, round Jupiter, round Saturn, round everything else. That's kind of untenable. So anyhow, it's because we understand gravity. It's because we understand gravity. It's because we understand gravity. But when you start asking, like, what it is, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So anyhow, it's because we understand gravity that we know Earth is round. Plus we have photographs.
Of them show that they're Masons, but I contend that we don't even know if they're real. All of our history is a lie. I've met people that said that they were taught flat Earth in the early 1960s in school. They were taught flat Earth and globe Earth, and then it kind of just went away. I interviewed Ruth, a 102-year-old woman, back in February of 2020, and she was taught flat Earth in public school in Connecticut.
Tell me your name.
Ruth Heath.
Ruth, and how old are you today?
102.
102. So you were born in
1918.
1918. And we were just talking, and I asked you what shape the Earth is, and what did you say? What were you taught in school in elementary school?
I was taught in school that the Earth was flat.
Where did you go to school? Elementary school.
I went to School in Hamden, Connecticut.
So how does it make you feel to realize that you were right as a kid?
It makes me feel better.
It does make you feel better, right?
Oh, it makes me feel alive.
Oh my God, that is so true. My whole life, I believe, what I was taught.
That's
and then
right.
when I discovered the flat Earth.
You feel better about it.
Because we are the center of creation.
That's right.
We are important.
That's right.
We are here.
We are God's children. And when all the problems that are happening in this world today.
I'll give you some good news. A lot of the problems that they report on the news aren't even real.
That's right. That's right.
They're just keeping us in fear.
Keeping up. That's right. That's right. That's right. I understand that. I understand. They just say what they want people to know.
That we never went to the moon, that was all fake.
Is that right?
That's correct.
I saw that all happening.
Yeah, so did I, and we all believed it, but that was just to reinforce that people to believe they can live on a ball, they can walk on a ball.
It's such a lie.
It's such a lie, but knowing the lie is like going to a magic show.
I woke up.
Yes. That's what we call it. We call it red. This is your moment of waking up. It's when you go to see a magician and you know how the tricks are done, and the magic no longer works on you, and you're free from the illusion. So knowing this is going to free your heart.
Cry.
Yeah, it's okay.
It makes makes me cry.
Happiness.
Yes.
Tears of joy.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, give me a hug. Here we go.
Because when you got the globe Earth losing to the flat Earth twice in a court of law, I believe that's a pretty good starting point and a valid claim that we have a very valid argument that needs to take place. And so now there's other challenges that are popping up all over the flat Earth community. And there's this one guy that goes by the name of Flat Earth Millionaire who's offering a substantial reward for anyone who could prove the globe Earth. And so this goes to show you how confident people are becoming about flat Earth truth, because they're willing to put up large amounts of rewards for anyone who can prove them otherwise. Now, this is not my contest and I have nothing to do with this contest, but I checked out some of the details and I'll give you a quick breakdown. Basically, what he wants the contestants to do is to do three things. One is to make water stick to a spinning ball. Plus, you must be able to replicate and film this experiment. He also wants you to measure, repeat, and observe and document water turning to sieve curve. And so the point where the water actually curves on a large open body of water and scientifically prove that the water curved. Plus, the last step of the challenge is to demonstrate a pressurized system next to a vacuum without a solid barrier. Because supposedly we have all this atmosphere on this earth that we're breathing in, all contained next to the vacuum of space. And so if that is a possible thing, just because supposedly gravity is holding the atmosphere onto Earth, then that should be a repeatable experiment that can be done scientifically in order to prove that this is even something that's possible. And so if you were so sure that we live on a globe Earth, then maybe check out some of these challenges that are popping up all over the place and prove it once and for all that we live on a globe Earth, because the rules for these contests are pretty straightforward. I mean, it's pretty clear that most people do not realize that there's actually no scientific evidence that we live on a globe Earth that you can repeat and observe for yourself. The physics of a globe Earth has not been officially scientifically proven according to their own standards in reality, and that's just the facts. And so a lot of the rules of these contests are based around proving the insane belief system that you are walking around a ball. To think that you are living on a flying ball in outer space is actually a pretty wacky idea once you start to think about it. But first, you got to allow yourself to think about it. And so if you want to hear the full breakdown of the case of the flat Earth versus the globe Earth in the courtroom, then I'll leave a link in the description box in the comment section so you can check out the full breakdown about what happened directly from Zen Garcia himself. Plus, he provides you with the case number and any information you might need if you want to look up the case for yourself.
I'm a merchant marine. I've been sailing 15 years. I graduated from the Paul Hall Maritime Center out of Piney Point, Maryland. I primarily sail on container ships, tankers, drill ships, military cargo vessels. You name it, I can sail on it. I sail in the capacity of bosun. I hold the title as AB Unlimited. That primarily sail deep sea and coastal, meaning up and down the coast, west coast, east coast, and deep sea is out deep sea across to other continents. What led me to the flat Earth was actually my sister. We've always been into the conspiracies and the 9/11 and Sandy Hook and all that stuff. And one day she said, hey, you want to see a conspiracy? You should look into the flat Earth. And I looked at her and laughed because I had seen the videos come up in the feed and they showed that disc thing in the space and I laughed at it and whatever. And she showed it to me and I laughed at her. And I went and pulled out my phone and I looked up a video. You can look it up. It's called Dragon Link FPV to Space. And what you'll see is basically an RC airplane that's been taken up about 80,000 feet. And they release it, and then the airplane comes down with power. And it has the Dragon Link system, which is capable of making control and video. Anyways, but they had a GoPro, so you see this curved globe. And that set it for me. When I saw that, I was like, oh, wow, look at that. So I brought that down to her, put it right in her face and said, look at that. And looking back, I remember her smile on it was like, okay, she wasn't going to argue with me. And she said, okay. Later on, I don't know, a couple days later, whenever, I seen it in there and I said, all right, I had nothing to watch. I hit it on the YouTube and I knew within 10 minutes of it. I forget which one it was. I think it was probably one of the documentaries, but it was almost like I instantly knew. And then what happened was a lot of the proofs that I had were before I was a flat earther, such as seeing contacts at 30 miles out with the naked eye on the horizon, which is impossible on the globe model. So much so, it was me, the third officer, and the lookout. We were standing our watch, and I believe we were in the Mediterranean Sea. Lookout, looking watch, and say, okay, we got a contact out there. We look, and we try and get it on the radar. We get it at 30 miles out. When the chief mate came up, we had told him, hey mate, we got a contact earlier 30 miles out. He said, bull crap, I don't believe you. And we all looked at each other and shook our heads and said, yeah, they got it. He stormed off the bridge, ran down, came back up. He had the Bowditch, which is a thick green book that's everything you ever need to know about being on the ocean, sailing, navigation, everything. And he comes up and he says, the math doesn't lie. And he slams down this piece of paper and he says, our bridge height is at 100 feet versus how far? 30 miles. It should have been behind like 600 foot of curve. I remember 600 something foot. We had all the mathematical, of course I didn't know, okay, that's good. All right, he must know what he's talking about. But we're looking like, well, I don't know. We got it on the radar. Then the radar must not know what it's doing. Also, radar. Radar works in straight lines. The radar is incapable of curving around a curve, picking up and bouncing back the reflection of what it's picking up. So if you can imagine a ship on the other side of the curve, we'll say 30 miles, 40 miles out, it sends out the radar beam. The radar beam is supposedly curving around this ball, bouncing back, and then bouncing the reflection, curving back around to be picked up by the radar. That's not happening. It's flying out straight, and when it picks up something, it hits it back. It's not going around any curve. That's plain and simple. That can be looked up on your YouTube and see how radar waves work. They don't go around the curve. Every diagram shown will show you straight lines. They don't show you curved lines. I'd like to point out that I see now that I didn't see before is that you have a magnetic compass and you have a gyro on any ship. And I'm not talking about your little Crabberman show fishing boat, what are they, deadliest cat. I'm talking about a real deep sea going, unlimited tonnage boat. It's going to have a gyro. And it is a big, huge box that sits usually behind the bridge or in the chart room. It's a big box and it's basically the gyro compass. Now, if you had two models, I guess, wouldn't you have to have one making the corrections? Because it almost never matches the magnetic almost never matches the gyro. It's very rare that we're steering the same course. And they say it's due to deviation and variation is where you like the metals of the ship causes it to differ. And then you have the variation of the magnetic fields over the earth is, I guess they change, true north and magnetic north. But the way I look at it is, man, they got two different machines. One is a machine and one is from God. The way to get around the earth. God's not a dummy. He put the way to get around the earth with the compasses. If back in the day they had motorized vessels that can get them around, they would probably have got around a lot better. But they were at the mercy of the wind. It was like, oh, they didn't know their way, or, they were using the stars and stuff, and they, so I just believe that the two compasses, the gyro compass that's electronic, and then our regular compass is because they are switching the ways, the maps. There's two different ways to get around the earth. You're tricking us. On one ship, on a military ship, and this is with night vision goggles, 50 miles, and these guys were on the bow. They were not even on the bridge where you'd be 100 foot up. They were on the bow, which is barely probably 40 feet off the water's edge. So these guys, and they have the latest state-of-the-art. This was in 2015. 2015, they had state-of-the-art, what do they call, night vision goggles. So these things are capable of seeing that far if we live on a plane. You can't deny it. It was so obvious, but not to everyone else. I guess the programming's harder than other people. So they don't want to hear it. But over the years, I have learned the model. I know the model like the back of my hand. I can show proofs. I have ammo now. So when I go out there and I tell somebody, hey, that's impossible, and I'm talking to a third mate or a second mate who's an officer who went to college, meaning they paid for their education. Because when you pay for your education and you're making a handsome salary on it, you can't be wrong. How could I be wrong? I'm making a salary. They're paying me. I paid for this career. Everything's working great in my life. You are obviously wrong. All the math works. So with that, you know, it's hard. But when you stump them and you start showing them stuff, it's hard for them to say. And then they start saying stuff like, oh, well, what does it matter anyways? I don't. Also tell mates about they lay down and we use all our charting is done on flat maps, straight lines. They never draw a curved line. Every line is straight. Straight lines, everywhere we go on a flat map. And I try to point it out to them. And what they tell me is, Mr. Marcator has put all that in there for you. It's all equated in there for you. You don't have to worry about it. All the curvature calculations for it and everything's figured right into the map. So the straight lines and everything are actually bending somehow. I don't know. So these are just the proofs that I see. Along with, you can see the corpuscular rays are much betterly observed out at sea because it's nothing. It's like a desert. And so you can see the sun like a flashlight just shining down in a cone everywhere. If there's a little bit of clouds are right, it looks like a cone. And I point it out all the time to these guys. And I get them thinking, but you know, the programming goes hard on people. And if you're not ready to wake up, well, you're not ready to wake up. You'll just have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You'll be back in the illusion before you know it.
My name is Joshua Silva. I am a licensed commercial pilot and flight instructor. I have had a lifelong love of aviation and aerospace, and when growing up I even fancied myself an amateur astronomer. I would drag my family and friends, anybody I could, to every air show I could possibly find in Northern California. I was the only kid you knew, or anybody knew, that knew the various components on aircraft, spacecraft by heart. I absolutely loved anything to do with flying or space. But my love of aviation and aerospace never stopped. I continued studying, had an entire library full of aviation books of various military and civilian aircraft, military history, every aviation campaign and theater in almost any war. I studied religiously, and it was just out of pure passion. Later in life, many years later, I decided to become a pilot. As strange as it may sound, it hadn't occurred to me to become a pilot up to that point. I just simply loved aviation and aerospace, but I decided to become a pilot, and I began attending a prestigious flight academy in the Midwest and attending university at the same time, and to gain a degree in aeronautics and aerospace. Shortly thereafter, I began flying twin turboprop aircraft out of Northern California for several nonprofit organizations, and years after that I found myself flight instructing for various small flight schools, both in California and in Arizona, and then on to large academies that trained for the airlines and even some military flights. Shortly thereafter, I began flying regional business jets, and that's when the story of me finding the topic of flat Earth started. Could the Earth actually be flat? I began to see opinions and arguments that seemed logical, but I heard several arguments, which I now know were most likely disinformation, easily disprovable in the aviation world, but there were some that stuck with me. And so, myself being the way I am, I ran quickly, metaphorically, to my old textbook, and I opened my old textbooks, found them, unpacked them, cracked them all open, and even downloaded brand new copies in PDF form offline of all these books to make sure that nothing had been changed. I thought for certain that I knew exactly what compensation pilots are trained while flying to compensate for the spin or the rotation of the Earth, for instance. As far as falling around a globe, that I assumed in my mind would be an aircraft's angle of attack. But upon more study, I found that not to be true. The angle of attack being the angle between the aircraft's flight path and the relative wind, which is something that pilots are very familiar with, and it's the idea that an aircraft has to be slightly pitched up, essentially to stay airborne, or a surface of that aircraft has to be pitched slightly to create a difference in air pressure to hold the aircraft aloft. And that is assumed, or was assumed at that time by myself and other pilots, to be the compensation one would make for falling around a globe while flying, period. But upon further research, I found that this was not the case, and it was not even mentioned anywhere This compensation was not mentioned anywhere I could find in any resource that I had gone to flight school with. And they were extensive. There were many, many books, especially as one progressed towards the commercial flying side, especially elective courses, especially if you're going to university as I was, studying aerospace, that you would assume, and I had assumed, that this was calculated for. The big one that is oftentimes quoted is compensation for Coriolis effect while flying. And this is something I'd even taught my students about, and it's always assumed to be correct. We just assume. We're given the narrative from a young age, and everything is built upon that assumption, upon that theory. And so I thought I had the silver bullet. Coriolis effect. We always calculate for that. Well, as I began to look through the books and to look into the calculations given for Coriolis effect, the narrative began to fall apart even further. I began to see things I didn't notice when I was in school, such as Coriolis effect is actually never calculated for, but is assumed to be a part of wind correction angle. Wind correction angle is one of the many calculations pilots of all kinds make while flying to correct against winds in whatever volume or section of air they're flying through, which it could be from any direction, and you're flying through it, so you have to compensate a certain angle into that wind to hold a straight line. And then the big one is given after that. Well, GPS auto corrects for it. And that sent me down yet another path. GPS auto corrects for it. If it's a satellite-based system, how is it correcting for spin if it's also spinning over the same body? And why are there large gaps in GPS coverage over large oceanic bodies? Do they just turn them off? It's just not worthwhile? There have been enough aviation accidents at sea, very far from shore, that would say otherwise. And if you gave the American taxpayers, the ones funding these satellites that are supposed to track aircraft, the information that, well, we're just shutting them off because it's not worthwhile, those 3 or 4 jets full of hundreds of passengers just have to use other navigation methods such as dead reckoning, which is basically using a stopwatch and guessing to the next checkpoint, essentially. If you were to tell them that, they would be infuriated. So that could not be the case. Coverage was a problem. Even over large and non-densely populated areas, you would lose GPS coverage, even in jets at times. So this began to unravel the thread of satellites and satellite timing, and the fact that many reels of footage show these satellites being launched by balloon rather than by rockets. How the concept of these rockets doesn't even work to make it pass the atmosphere, much less leave something in perfect geosynchronous orbit. I actually had the privilege of working a short time at a satellite manufacturing company in Northern California. Got to see the assembly and participate in the assembly of satellites, space-based satellites, or so they are said. There would be small bottles encased in these structures that were encased by another structure. The small bottles were the fuel cells. These fuel cells were incredibly small, smaller than a diver's tank in most cases, much smaller. And this was supposed to be all the fuel that the craft needed to run and operate, as most are not actually electric, they're becoming electric now, and sustain itself in a perfect orbit by just small bursts from its engine or its propulsion system. The narrative began to fall apart. I would continue studying and finding that what I fear to be true is reality, that we have been lied to about just about everything. Upon researching military history and then military training and speaking with military gunners in both the Army and the Marine Corps that I know personally, I would ask them about Coriolis effect. And it was always assumed that, yeah, we compensate for the Earth being, a curve, that it would drop. We calculate for the Earth curvature. But even upon asking and having them look into their materials further and my own personal study, again, it found to be an assumed truth with no actual basis in reality. That they would calculate bullet fall based upon angular velocity, drop, friction, amongst other things. And curvature was supposed to be just corrected along with it, just like flying, wind correction angle corrected for Coriolis effect.
Hello again to my subscribers.
As some of you already know, I recently stumbled onto 15 separate official NASA documents that outline the various aspects of aviation, complete with formulas, calculations, and conclusions based on tests conducted in a stationary atmosphere over a flat, non-rotating Earth, according to NASA.
I need it when I'm older. And this mountain I must climb feels like the world upon my shoulders. Through the clouds I see love shine. It keeps me warm as life grows colder. In my life, there's been heartache and pain, and I don't know if I can face it again. Can't stop now, I travel so far to change this lonely life. Take a little time to look around me. I got nowhere left to hide. Feels like love has finally found me. In my life, there's been heartache and pain, and I don't know if I can face it again. Can't stop now, I travel so far to change this lonely life. I wanna know what love is. I want you to show me. I wanna feel what love is. I know you can show me. I wanna know what love is. I want you to show me. I wanna feel what love is. I know you can show me. Only you can hear my only you can hear my
Luna, tu, quanti sono i canti che risuonano, desideri che attraverso i secoli han solcato il cielo per raggiungerti. Porto per poeti che non scrivono e che il loro senno addosso perdono, raccogli i sospiri di chi spasima e regali un sogno ad ogni anima. Luna che mi guardi adesso ascoltami. Luna, tu che conosci il tempo dell'eternità e il sentiero stretto della verità, fa più luce dentro questo cuore mio, questo cuore d'uomo che non sa che rischiare il cielo e la sua immensità e ci mostri solo la metà che vuoi, come poi facciamo quasi sempre noi, angeli di creta che non volano, anime di carta che si incendiano, cuori come foglie che poi cadono, sogni fatti d'aria che svaniscono, figli della terra e figli tuoi, che sai che once I hoped to seek the new and unknown. This planet's overrun. There's nothing left for you or for me. Don't give in. A world lush and blue, with rivers running wild. They'll be rerouted south, with none left for you or for me. Don't give in and hear the engines roar, and save our crops from droughts. But when the black goes in doubt, there's none left for you or for me. Fusing free, our last hope, and free me, and free me from this world. We don't belong here. It was a mistaken prisoning our souls. Can you free me and free me from this world? Free me, I'll free you. Free us from this world. We don't belong here. It was a mistaken prisoning our souls.
Just watch this video. You're finally going to see the fourth wall. And just watch, and I'll talk about it afterwards.
Yes, I'm ready for the event.
Well, there you have it. I don't even know what to say. That was so disturbing. I'm not sure what I was looking at, but I think we see the puppeteers, because those actors are the puppets. And as mad as I am at them, they're really not the ones that are pulling the strings. We have just seen our first images of the people actually pulling the strings. And they're wearing masks. And they're very evil, devilish looking masks. And I would guess that they're doing that so the actors don't even know who they are. You know, a simple balaclava would have sufficed. But no, they had to keep this masquerade going by wearing the most devilish looking masks that they could find. I hate ending my video on such a depressing note, but yet we finally have our first real pictures of the fourth wall. And as demonic as it is, we need to face it for what that is. So I just hope that this video gets seen a lot so people can see that. And like I said, the creator of the video, I will put a link so you can go directly to his site, because I'm not taking any credit for that. I was sent that video today and watched it, and it's just very heavy on my heart now, seeing the demonic force behind all of this. It's so much bigger than us. I don't know what we're ever going to be able to do to stop this madness, but I hope that someone does something really, really soon.